6 minutes of carelessness, a total blackout, 2 goals from Roma. They tie the game. We lose 2 points. A lot of criticism regarding Pioli this morning and the subs that he made, but also on the mindset of the team the last few minutes. Before we start, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications and reminders so you don't miss out on any of the videos. And so Pioli being criticized this morning. Criticized, why? For the changes he made. 2 in particular, the Astor Ranks change with Benacer and the Gabbia for Salazmaker. Obviously, until Benacer was on the field, you could see Roma having difficulties to go through the midfield with Benacer and Tonali. He is the brain of that operation. He directs traffic in that midfield like nobody else. And taking him off was the first mistake because he takes him off basically because Benacer already had a yellow. Tonali got a yellow, which means that Tonali misses next game against Lecce. He could see the Roma players chirping in the ref's ear every time Benacer did a foul to give him the second yellow. I guess he wanted to avoid the team going down to 10 men. But most importantly, I think he wanted to avoid going to Lecce without Tonali and Benacer. So he decides to put in Vranks. Vranks showing some good things in the previous games. Unfortunately, he does the foul on Dybala that leads to the second goal. It was a bit of a useless foul because Dybala was on the right-hand side of the field against the outline, far from the net still. Even if he would have turned, he would have given him a bit of meters, but they could have maybe recuperated position. And so he makes a useless foul. Dybala on the punizione crosses it in. We saw what happened. Matic, Tatarusanu, Abrahams, they end up tying the game 2-2. So that was the first change that was very criticized. Like I said, I don't think Pioli wanted to miss out on Benacer and Tonali for next game, and he didn't want to put Milan in 10 men for this game, seeing that the Roma was upping the pressure a bit. The second change was the Gabbia for Salazmaker, which no one understood, and I talked about yesterday in the video. To me, it didn't make sense. Why? Because Salazmaker is good defensively, and by changing Salazmaker and by putting Gabbia, you go automatically to La Difesa 3. Why? Because you have Gabbia, Kalulu, and Tomori as center backs, and you basically pushed up a bit Teo and Calabria on the wings, which obviously changes the dynamics on the field. It creates a bit of spaces on the sides, and Roma gained meters and confidence after that change. After they scored that first goal, guys, you could see Milan was in trouble. Not because, I don't know, they didn't have the ability, but you could see that Roma took confidence, and you saw that Milan sort of panicked. A bit like what they did Salernitana. Salernitana didn't have the right players to come back. But Roma has a good team, and although they didn't do nothing for 87 minutes, it took two occasions for them to score 2 goals on set pieces, which is their bread and butter, because they don't have an actual playing system. Like, they're not doing nothing this year. And so they scored those 2 goals, 2-2. It's unfortunate. We lose 2 points. Milan back at -7 from Napoli. Does that mean that Milan is out of the Scudetto race? I don't think so. Obviously, losing the advantage that you gained last week isn't the ideal. Obviously, it's not ideal. Adding to the fact that Juventus also tied you for second is not ideal as well, because it puts more pressure on you. But you know what? Milan this season, guys, giving up a lot of goals. A lot of goals, only 4 clean sheets the entire season, which is a complete contrast with last year. Last year, they were so dominant defensively. Magnan was on fire. This year, we had to miss Magnan for most of the season. And the defense with Calabria out also, you could see that they gave up a lot of goals. And it's 3 goals in 2 games. But it's the first time since 2009 that Milan gives up a 2-0 lead. Like, they give a 2-goal lead back to the opposing team, which is unbelievable in itself. But that's where they stand. And like I said, it's not over yet. Let's not be over dramatic. But it's a signal. It's a signal that things need to change. Fortunately, so far, the summer mercato hasn't proven to help Pioli too much, which is another issue. Adli, Vranks, Tia, even De Catella, who I love, and I know he's going to become a good player. Unfortunately, this season, it's not panning out for them. And once you sub off the starting 11, there's a big drop with the subs this year. Not having that Kessie that can play anywhere. You know, last year in the midfield, you can take Kessie out, you would have Tonali and Benasser. You take Tonali, you have Kessie and Benasser. This year, you take out Benasser or Tonali, and you fall with Krunic or Franks. Not the same thing, guys. And so, bit of criticism all around. Mercato, Pioli, mentality, but it's not over yet. Let's not panic. There's a big game between Napoli and Juventus on Friday. We'll see the result then. Things might change. We saw Napoli drop points against Inter. They will drop more points. We just have to be there and make sure that Milan is still competing and going for those objectives. Guys, let me know what you think. Write in the comments, like and subscribe.